Hi, greetings, Moosh, this week. Nice to see your shiny faces virtually, I guess. And today we're going to bring you a program that's taken off and needed to take off in our community. And we have two members of the leadership component, Devin Olenek, superintendent with the City Police Department, but also chair of the Crystal Meth Strategy Group, and Marilee Booth, who is former health worker in our community and retired, and now she wanted something important to do with that, not necessarily in terms of prestige, but in terms of things that we needed to get done. And Marilee is a coordinator with that. So welcome, you guys. Nice to have you with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Lyle.
Okay, now, Marilee, you were on previously, and we talked about crystal meth. And there's been some discussion in our community about crystal meth and its how it's grown and prodigiously in the last little while. And I think with Devin's statistics to back it up, but we can say that crystal meth is a very significant problem in our community in the young adult phase. And it's a pretty serious thing. So Devin, what are kind of statistics of that, how it relates to where it was 5 years ago and where it is today?
Statistically, we went a number of years at the police service with not a lot of stats on crystal meth. If I could even digress back to the early 2000s, that's when it first came to light, and it was a problem in the south part of the province in combination with the northern United States. Then as things carried on from the early 2000s to 2015, it really wasn't that noticeable. And as things continued from 2015 up until our COVID time, things really accelerated quickly. In essence, it was kind of the front half of the bell curve where things ramped up quite aggressively, and hence the need to address this issue from a police perspective, but I think even more importantly from a health perspective, as it has so many overlying health tones to it.
That's for sure. And Marilee, being in the health business, you could see this kind of thing coming, couldn't you?
Well, we noticed that there were increases in the number of people coming into the emergency department who were crystal meth intoxicated. And we also noticed that there were people that were being admitted to the mental health inpatient unit who were experiencing psychosis related to drug-induced psychosis due to crystal meth. So those are the things. And also in our detox and treatment programs, we were seeing that more people were admitting to use of crystal meth too.
It has to do with money, financing. It's very, very addictive. And you try it once and that's pretty much it. You're done. And it's very, very hard. Now you've got some people who've gone through this process and have come out the other side, thankfully, Marilee. So just tell me a bit about those two.
Well, we have two really courageous folks that are helping us with our prevention and awareness campaign. And actually, this is a good time to promote the video that we filmed here back in March. It's called Stop Mething Around, and it features two people, Megan and Chad, who talk about their experiences with crystal meth and their recovery. It's a tough recovery, but they're very courageous people, and it's going to be aired world premiere on June 9th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is going to be launched on Shaw Spotlight on Channel 10 in the Moose Jaw area, and I'm not sure what other channel, but you can check it out on YouTube as well. And if you check out our Facebook page or group, there is a watch party for June 9th, so you can join that and watch that via YouTube.
Devin, in the police department, you are ones who are at the front of the line when it comes to these people, and you've seen how that affects the people that you deal with, and not the clientele, I guess we would call it. But is that what prompted you to get into being in a leadership role in this organization?
That's part of it, without a doubt, Lyle. I mean, you see the people that make these choices, and a lot of these choices are not necessarily at the forefront of their minds when they become involved in drugs. It could be recreational use or curiosity or a number of things. But once that threshold is met, sometimes they don't have the discipline within themselves or the desire to get out of it. And that's where things compound very quickly. And that certainly speaks to the addictiveness of meth. So seeing this happen in the workplace, as well as in our previous years, I've actually worked with Mary Lee when her position was in health and mine was in policing, where we were able to see the commonalities between the two and realizing that this is at least a twofold problem. And quite honestly, it even envelops further into other agencies, which is part of our committee. So therefore, just all the propensities that have happened in the community and the people that are struggling with it, it just really makes you want to do something about it. And through the group that we have together, we have a lot of players from various agencies in the community. We just recognize the need to do something about it. And through this group, we were able to secure Mary Lee as the person that's going to propel this forward here and take us to the level of doing what we're doing, including this program right now.
One thing I do want to say is that we really are targeting people who are thinking about trying it, but most people don't think ahead. Oh, I'm going to try meth. You know, one of the people that have lived experience had said to me, I didn't think about trying it, but I was drinking and, you know, using alcohol. And what she said is that when you use alcohol, be sure to use it with people that you're feeling safe with, because people that are your friends wouldn't offer you something that is going to be so addictive and so damaging in your life like crystal meth. But if you're going to use alcohol, use it with people that you trust and use it, you know, recreationally. But that's one piece of information she gave me. And crystal meth does not discriminate. So it isn't just young people, but unfortunately there are people that are, you know, middle-aged, people that are my age that are using it too. Really unfortunate.
Is that double middle age then, Mary?
Yeah, pretty much.
So some of the strategies you have, you created a video, and our own Eric was very much involved with that. And kudos to Eric for doing good work, as he always does. So, but you know, having that kind of showcase is a way to share and to put things together, but also it brings awareness, it brings exposure, and that's important.
Yeah, for sure. We really want to get the information out to parents and educators and adults so that they can have some discussions with young people around using substance in general, and, you know, making good decisions, dealing with peer pressure, how to cope when things are rough. Because we do know that addictions is really closely linked to unmet mental health needs and past trauma. So, you know, if we can look at the doing what we can to address the mental health needs, hopefully, you know, we can avoid an addictions issue.
Yeah, I know the police department, Devin, has one of its initiatives is to deal with community and society issues. You know, not so much as a hard policing, but they also have an awareness of creating a community, a safe community for people to be in. And kudos to you guys and the chief for taking initiative about that.
Yeah, just the evolution of policing, and we have to give credit to Chief Barassa, who has come in and really put that footprint in our soil where it's a community initiative and working with our partners. Policing traditionally, you know, decades ago was we simply charge people and hope for the best after that, whereas now the amount of charging people isn't necessarily at the forefront. It's a necessary part of policing, but so too is the education component and the working within all of our our partners in the community and all the different agencies that we touched on earlier. And it's just so much more of an inclusive endeavor for wellness as opposed to simply charging and hoping for the best after the charge, because that doesn't necessarily yield the best long-term results. So we're trying to be much more inclusive, working with health in this case, as well as our other partners, to tackle problems together.
For sure. Well, you guys, we're at the end of our time, but really good information shared, and hopefully people can pick up on the message that we're sharing today, and there'll be a more looking forward to Crystal Meth Awareness Week in June 6th to 12th, and the video. Last chance to plug your video, Marilee. Go ahead.
Well, if people could check us out on Facebook, our Facebook page, there is information in there about the video. It's great. And so it'll be June 9th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and hope to see people enjoying the show then.
And Devin, anything else you want to add?
Well, as part of the whole community engagement that we do to try and address these issues, a special thanks to yourself, Lyle. You've been very involved in this process as well through Shaw, and a special thanks to Eric as well for your time and patience in trying to make us get our message out in these trying times when we're very limited with the COVID scenarios as we've all been dealing with. So a very special thank you to Shaw, and in particular yourself and Eric for working with us and helping Marilee get our message out here.
Oh, on behalf of Eric and myself, it's a pleasure. So thanks very much, guys. All right, that wraps up our session. I want to thank you for joining us today. And I want to thank our audience for joining in and learning a bit more about this serious problem that's coming up in our community. And we'll look forward to seeing you again on Moose Jaw this week.